First of all, I want to say thank you to the Alabama Sports Officials Hall of Fame nominating committee for selecting me for this great honor. Over 50 years ago, when I stepped on the field for the first time, wearing those black and white stripes, I had no idea this journey would bring me here. I'm truly honored by this recognition. I am also thankful to everyone who helped me along the way and so grateful for the many friends I've made. It was 1980 at Bell Green High School. I was working a basketball game. It was a pretty typical regular season game. My grandmother was sitting right there on the front row, and she kept telling me I was blind, I couldn't see, and I didn't have a clue. Late in the second quarter, the ball went out of bounds right by her. Retrieving the ball, I leaned down and said very loud, "Ma'am, you're correct. I can't see a thing, and if you find me a pair of glasses, I will wear them." She turned to everyone around her, smiled, and said, "See there, I told you he didn't have a clue." Fast forward a few years to 2009, and I'm on the sideline at Bryant-Denny Stadium, working my fifth and last Alabama versus Tennessee game. After I passed on a questionable pass interference call, Coach Saban runs over to me and he yells, "Mickey, you didn't know what pass interference was 7 years ago, and you still don't have a clue." I had a little chuckle to myself and couldn't help but think about the lady all those years ago. You know, fans may not agree on what team they root for, but the one thing they do agree on is this: the worst team on the field is always the officials. Any of the officials here tonight can tell you we've all been cussed, yelled at, had things thrown at us, booed, and probably we've all been thrown under the bus by one of our colleagues. But we love what we do, and we feel privileged every time we suit up and step on the field. When I started my career as a high school official, some of the best advice I got was from Joe Frank Fowler. We were at a game, and there were two irate fans who threatened us the whole second half and ended up waiting outside the locker room for us after the game. As we were heading to the car, Joe politely asked them how they were doing. They just nodded and smiled. When we got in the car, he said, "No matter what, the fans will never be your friends, and you're only as good as the last call they agree with. You can't let them bluff you." I was lucky to have guys like Joe Frank, Doug Thrasher, and Al Ford take me under their wings and share valuable lessons with me. Most of the lessons not covered in the rule books. I also need to thank Greg Brewer, who was a great friend. He gave me opportunities to help myself in my career. He included me as a football camp instructor, where I got to share with young men and women just getting their start. To us old guys, we should be eager to reach out to the new generation and help them reach their full potential. Being an official taught me so much about commitment, integrity, hard work, and honesty, and I tried to carry those lessons off the field into my daily life. In 2010, I was fortunate to receive the SEC Ed Dudley Spirit Award that exemplifies those qualities. Receiving that award is one of the highlights of my career. Hopefully, I have passed along those qualities to others. Being a ref is something we do out of passion and love for the game, but there are sacrifices along the way. Long hours driving to our assignments, countless nights, usually during the weekend, spent in hotels. I know I missed many events and milestones for both of my sons. Chris, I hope all the Alabama tickets make up for that. And Heath, same thing. I hope sitting in Jordan-Hare Stadium watching Auburn makes up for the things I missed. I'm grateful that both of my sons seem to have taken on those qualities that I learned on the field. Thank you both for cheering for me when I had 50,000 fans on each side booing me, even though you both told me I made the worst calls in history. And finally, thank you to my wonderful wife, Linda. More than once, she asked me why I didn't just marry a ball. Of course, I could not have done what I have without her love, support, and blessing. I left her at home pretty much every weekend, and although she complained, she stood by my side. To be fair, I did take her to an Alamo Bowl a couple of times and topped it off with a Rose Bowl that she will never forget. She was there for the Sun Bowl, my last game on the field, and being able to hug her afterwards made it all worth it. I want to thank you for putting up with me for 55 years. I love you. Again, thank you to the Alabama Sports Officials Hall of Fame for this honor. I'm truly humble. Thank you for this wonderful night, and God bless you all.